Questions to our panel. Joining me on the show tonight, Dr. Mohsin Wali, Senior Consultant at Sir Gangaram Hospital, Dr. Rajesh Chawla, Pulmonologist and Critical Care Senior Consultant at Apollo Hospital, Dr. Jagdish Hiramat, CEO of ASOHAS. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me. Let me take those to Dr. Wali. Now, Dr. Wali, Dr. Chawla says, yes, there has been underreporting. Many state governments have said in their defense that hospitals reported a lot of deaths late. Dr. Chawla is also right in saying that many people died at home without ever getting the medical assistance they needed. Many of them probably never even got tested for COVID. So while we understand that there may be all these factors behind the underreporting that's happened, but I guess the reason why there are also allegations sometimes of a cover-up is because there also seems to be a denial on part of the government. Every time somebody suggests that that the government figures do not reflect the ground reality, you have the government getting very defensive, dismissing all these reports as rubbish or outlandish, saying there is no epidemiological evidence. But is that how we should really as a country be approaching this entire matter? Because surely, if we are going to be prepared for the future waves of the pandemic, then we need to have a handle on the enormity of the crisis.
Thank you very much for making me part of this show. It's intriguing and it's very astonishing that we have not yet learned to value human life. Things are different abroad. We have to first learn the value of human life. Then only we can count the lives lost. If we have no value to the life and we are not serious about it, you can't go by statistics that mine is correct and yours is not correct. What is happening? Government is going by the information which it has got through its various agencies and compiled data which people are receiving and government is receiving. The agencies are sending. But behind the screen, as Dr. Chawla made both points I agree with, I would add to that a lot of patients have died in the villages. In a small village of 3,030 people died is a confirmed report from one small village. So if that is the proportion, the figures may go further high. But we have enough time to correct the numbers, and this is very sensible of the leaders, the government, to not underreport it, because a lot of statistical information is important for the future wave, as you have rightly pointed out very correctly. Now, I am my good friend. I have worked with Dr. Rajkumar in Mayo Clinic, USA. He's my very good friend. And I was hearing him and I was astonished again that they sitting in Rochester Mayo Clinic, they know about the Indian statistics more, and at the Yale University they know statistics more than we sitting here in India. So this was eye-opener for me. And I would say without any bias that numbers are wrong, they need to be corrected, and at least there is a lot of ramification for these death numbers. Insurance claims, the further benefits, state government benefits, central government benefits, and a lot of other things related to the death of an individual, and lot of lessons to be learned by the medical fraternity for the future waves, if any. And I would say definitely, Nehaji, that this is something mind-boggling, and Dr. Harshvardhan is also from my medical college. He would go by the data which he will receive, and you have quoted rightly his remarks. And he's right at his place, that whatever he has on record, he has to go by that. But the basic groundwork, those people who are doing, they have to be very sensible towards the numbers.
But sir, you are saying Dr. Harshvardhan is right in saying what he's said. I'll tell you why a lot of people disagree with what Dr. Harshvardhan and a lot of other people have been saying. When you have media reports coming out of crematoriums, burial grounds, hospitals where people have
Qabristan.
died in parking lots, in the
Yeah.
hallways, scores of people dying at home. We've had, scenes where crematoriums had funeral pyres burning round the clock. And the figures that were being given to us obviously were not commensurate with what was being reported at all these sites, and therefore a lot of people believe that the government has been economical with the point, isn't it, Dr. Wali? We keep making this about India's image. I mean, surely there are bigger issues than India's image. The issue of the lives of Indians, that have that the second wave of the pandemic has claimed. So it can't constantly be about how dare they say this about us, how dare they say that about us. It's about how many of our people we've actually lost to ensure that this does not happen again. And for that, we have to be honest with ourselves, and as a country, we have to know the truth. We can't keep pushing things under the rug.
Exactly, dear. You have told, as I was thinking in my heart, you have told the same thing, that we have to really keep honesty at the top, and then the India's reputation will go. We have lost a lot of reputation while we had shown the oxygen deficiency. The foreign media has been showing the dirty cylinders which were dispensed at various places. The media is full of images of burial of the dead bodies. I mean, this is very painful. Apart from being incorrect, this is very painful to me. And I would
So
sincerely
what is
wish
incorrect,
that
if
that is
you may tell
said.
me,
We
please?
strongly believe in
I'm a little
destiny. In
confused.
a country like
What is
India,
incorrect,
in a
sir?
country like India, where sorry, in a country like India, when we believe in destiny and we just surpass every materialistic things, we should be honest. First thing,
Okay, okay.
transparent, and our record should be centralized. When there were vaccination discrepancy, the Gangaram hospital was sealed. They gave a warning to the Gangaram for a small discrepancy of not entering into the computer the data. Why not of the dead data? There is some punishment. It should be there.
Okay.
People should be honest, and should be there should be account for responsibility. We say in the government's language, responsibility should be fixed. So everybody should be aware that it is my duty. I have to do this count. I have to go to the villages. I have to collect the data. We have to supply the correct statistics to the government, and nobody will harm. Nobody will harm. And your channel has been reported it about Tamil Nadu, DMK government. So many days I've
Yes,
been following it,
yes,
and there was so much data that was
yes.
shown to be scrapped at one place.
But
So
the
I
reality
don't
is,
believe
sir,
it should
this is
happen.
happening in state after state. Tamil
Yeah,
Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra, Bihar, it's happening in state after
Bihar, you
state.
have shown the astonishing difference. This is
72% jump,
unthinkable.
sir. 72%. So I'm glad all of us agree that our governments,
Yes.
both at the center and in the states, need to be honest and transparent, because at the end of the day, it is not media reportage that is going to hurt India's image. At the end of the day, what hurts us is our people dying. Indian lives are at stake. We've lost way too many people, and that should not be repeated. That is what should hurt us, not what somebody is reporting about us. That's where we need to get our priorities right, and that is exactly why we need honesty and transparency. That is why we need data integrity. So what's happened in recent months does not happen ever again in this country. On that note, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the show, and thanks to the viewers for watching.